From being the least favorite hero in the DCU for some, to literally being blocked from getting into his main storyline, Zachary Levi has now come out with a bold claim against Black Adam. In fact, he's literally confirmed that not only did The Rock veto his appearance in the film, but also prevented the Justice Society from appearing in Fury of the Gods. I mean, let's just cut to the chase, because the DCU hasn't been doing that great for a while now. Now, in the comics, the character was a fine hero. Unfortunately, that couldn't translate into something similar on the big screen. The first part did okay in terms of box office, but the sequel, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, just failed miserably. From over $360 million in the first movie, to hardly making it over the $100 million mark in the second one. It was quite the downfall, though many saw it coming, especially with whatever's going on at the DCU headquarters. And what made it even worse was the fact that nobody wanted him to succeed. Yeah, villains don't just exist in movies. Some of these heroes gotta fight them outside as well. And we know that thanks to The Wrap. With the help of some insiders, The Wrap reported how the entire Shazam storyline was sabotaged at the hands of our beloved Dwayne Johnson. They claimed that in the post-credit scene for the new Shazam movie, there was a surprise waiting for the audience. The Justice Society that we saw in the Black Adam movie was supposed to recruit Shazam, all of course in an attempt to get him included in the main storyline. But guess who didn't like that plan? That's right, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It is being said that the Black Adam actor completely blocked access. So the director, David F. Sandberg, had to switch things up and move away from that plotline at the last minute. Now, why would Dwayne do that? Well, apparently this was an attempt to restructure the entire DCU around his character and that of Henry Cavill's Superman.
Justice League, I think we start pre-production on that in January.
I mean, so you don't really have that. Well, January, that's a little time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. Time to get fat and then lose it.
And we can't even deny that this was looking like the plan that was being executed over the last 1 or 2 years. We saw the sudden shift with the former wrestler at the center of everything. In fact, the rumors of Cavill not continuing as Superman were also addressed by him as rubbish, only to be confirmed just a few weeks later. But that's a story for another day. The point is that the big guy saw an opportunity in a failing DCU and decided to completely restructure it. The only problem was that not only did he ruin his own franchise, but the Shazam series as well. So then, what happened? Shazam may not be coming back, but neither is Black Adam, is he? And Zachary is making sure that people know what happened. He just confirmed all the rumors and the reporting done by The Wrap. My man didn't hold back on anything. From confirming the fact that Johnson had vetoed an appearance by Levi as Shazam in Black Adam, to blocking characters from the Justice Society appearing in Shazam! Fury of the Gods to recruit the hero. Instead, those roles were given to characters from James Gunn's Peacemaker. Everything that his character was deprived of came out in a post on his Instagram. And the funny part is how casual the post was. It was merely a reshare of an unofficial news account story, which had all of the above mentioned in written text. All Levi did was write, "The truth shall set you free," followed by a bunch of emojis. Quite dramatic, don't you think? Guess you now know who to blame for the two characters never meeting on screen. And of course, this set the internet on fire. So what followed next was Levi posting a video trying to explain why he shared what he did. He mentioned that he only did it to come to the defense of the people that should have been defended. And not just that, he also said that he's coming to the defense of the truth. That ought to be the final nail in the DCU plan featuring Dwayne, the plan that didn't do well from the beginning. The biggest evidence of that is that Black Adam never made the big bucks it should have. This was always a passion project for Dwayne. He spent years trying to convince the studios to let him play the character. In fact, it was a journey of almost 20 years. But all the success that should have come from a project like that never did. The film fell completely short of expectations, only grossing a total of $393 million at the box office. That's around the same amount that the first Shazam movie was able to make. So you get the picture. And even more embarrassing is that the movie had a budget of over $200 million after marketing and distribution costs.
Growing up and DC, and I'm still a boy because I'll never grow up, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly
it's
right, yeah.
So Black Adam was important, and this has been a passion project of mine. So I just yesterday, I got sent the original article announcing me playing Black Adam.
So anything you thought was special, from the cast, to the story, to a change of narrative building, all fell flat. Because like all DCU projects since Aquaman in 2018, this too failed to cross the 400 million mark. So what do you think went wrong? Well, the biggest problem is how DCU is trying to constantly compete with Marvel. And in an attempt to do so, it uses its budget like it's got treasures lying in the back. But another equally troublesome issue was how Dwayne tried to center the entire DCU around him. Of course, that would play out great. DC Comics are many things, but one thing they aren't is centered around Black Adam. If, for instance, they did want someone to lead the entire universe, their first choice would always be Superman or Batman. So this was very silly of him. And of course, all of this invited tons of criticism. But now, after Levi's confirmation about his plans, it's become even more clear. And just give this a thought for a second, Black Adam is actually Shazam's villain. So technically, Shazam is bigger than him in every way. It doesn't make sense even if you try. Which is why, following Cavill, The Rock is out of the picture as well. Right after his DC debut, the producers Hiram Garcia and Beau Flynn confirmed that a sequel to Black Adam was already planned.
To deliver on the character, make sure we were taking care of the fans, and it felt like we were able to capture the edge and violence that I think everyone loves about Black Adam, right? That was a goal going in.
That was the goal, and I think we achieved it. Black Adam is ruthless in his ways when he has to be, and it's usually deserved.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you cross...
In fact, it was being fast-tracked ever since the actor had taken over the studio. This would have meant that following the events of the first movie, Superman and Adam would have met in the second film. Of course, that would have been fun, but you shouldn't forget how this was being achieved. As I mentioned above, The Rock was constantly blocking access to different parts of the story. He made sure that Levi doesn't get access to any part of his movie, and vice versa. And I think that's exactly why this entire thing needed a complete reboot. So with James Gunn taking over soon after, he was nowhere to be seen. Plus, Gunn made sure to mention that right now there were no plans for a second Black Adam film. Boom! On the other hand, no similar promises were made for Shazam, so there's still hope for that guy. Honestly, I don't even mind after what Levi and his franchise went through. Despite all this fallout, however, Teth Adam may still have a way back as well. I mean, Gunn did mention that the character might still reappear in the new DC, probably in some other capacity. He didn't say the same about Johnson though, and it makes sense. The character is a part of the comics, but he's just an actor playing him. That too for just one movie. I hate that it had to end this way, but I'm also hopeful for how things turned out to be in the new DC. So there you have it, Zachary Levi's bold claims against Black Adam.